Davey,
What's up, guys?
good to see you, buddy.
You like my big black book?
Well, it's not exactly a little black book.
No, it's not.
International images. So these are Frank Worth photographs?
Yes.
I'm afraid to see what's in it. Hopefully you didn't sneak a photo of you in there.
Maybe. I'm at the pawn shop today to try and sell a collection of famous photos by Frank Worth. There's 12 photos in there. There's Marilyn Monroe, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin. It's a great collection. I recently bought a car from a gentleman, and he had this box of photos, and he offered them with the deal. So I'm hoping to get $10,000 for my Frank Worth photographs.
Oh, that's really cool. So Frank Worth was a really interesting guy. He ended up becoming friends with all the celebrities he was taking pictures with. He was allowed on the film sets and everything else like that.
That's Marilyn Monroe in the $1 Million Dress.
That's unbelievable. She looks genuinely happy there. Here's Marilyn again.
Oh,
And
yeah.
quite frankly, I don't care who this guy is. Look at Marilyn. So Frank Worth was born in New York City, really got a liking to photography in high school, and then he started working for the International News Service. They had photographers, they had reporters, they sold articles to newspapers. After he stopped working for the news service, he went freelance, and when he went to Hollywood, he just started becoming friends with everybody. James Dean, he was friends with Frank Sinatra, all these guys, everyone loved him.
Very cool. There's a good one.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's so cool about this one?
It's Dean Martin, Bob Hope, and Jerry Lewis. So how much you want?
$10,000.
That's a lot of money. This stuff's incredible, but let's get down to reality. You know, I gotta frame all these. It takes a while to sell them.
Save Davey the spiel. He knows you're
Yeah,
gonna take
right?
him for a run. Just tell him how much you're gonna give him.
$4 grand,
$8,000.
45,
75.
$5 grand, not a penny more.
Come on.
You know what happens when he says not a penny more. That's it.
They're really, really cool. The Marilyns will sell, but the other ones will probably take a while because the majority of people in this country,
We don't know who those people are.
$5 grand.
Okay, I give.
Sweet, we got
Deal.
a deal? Write 'em
Deal.
up, chum.
You sure you don't want to spend some more time with your friend?
Come on, Sean.
Let's go write it up, Davey.
Let's do it. Frankly, I think the collection of photographs were worth more, but they're my friends. We do business all the time back and forth, and I want to keep it that way.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man.
What is this?
This is a Frostmourne sword from the World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft?
That's a video game, right?
I think it's like the biggest video game of all time.
Chum, you know about this, right?
How big of a nerd do you think I am?
I have a World of Warcraft sword that I'm hoping to sell today. I'm a pretty big gamer. I was really into World of Warcraft for a long time and just recently decided to move on to other things. It's still in its original box. I have not taken it out and played with it much. So as far as I can tell, I think it's in perfect condition.
Okay. Can we see it? Is it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's take it out. Here, I'll help you. Whoa, that thing is pretty cool. Here, let me hold this right here. Let me check this thing out here.
Okay, let's...
Whoa. This thing is badass. What do you think this is made out of?
The blade looks like it's made out of steel.
The World of Warcraft came out in 2004. It was huge. The game was so big that in 2008, Epic Weapons actually started producing weapons from in the game.
So this sword is like the real-life version of the sword used in the game.
The sword is called Frostmourne. This sword belonged to the Lich King in the 3rd edition of the game.
So what do you do in the game? You just fight other people?
Yeah, I mean, there's like all of these different characters that you can fight against.
Or like me and you could be on separate computers fighting each other, you know? So you can fight real world people and you can fight other characters that are controlled by the game.
Okay, is this one of those games where people stay up for like 2 or 3 days and play it?
Sometimes people play this, they play for days and days and days and days. Oh, check it out. Go ahead, hold this bad boy. No, hold it like a real sword. Don't you feel badass?
No, I feel kind of silly.
To be honest with you, you look kind of silly. It looks way better in my hands. You afraid I wield the power, Rick? Frostmourne hungers.
I have no idea what you just said. Please put it down, chum. How much you want for this thing?
I'm thinking $5,000.
Really? I have no idea what this thing is worth. So, can you call up Steve for me? Put it down.
I was gonna take it with me.
No, you're not going to take it with you. Give him a call, and he'll help us out.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
World of Warcraft, the game of all games.
World of Warcraft is huge. It's incredible what World of Warcraft has done in the world of gaming. It's one standalone game. And Blizzard Entertainment, the company that kind of created the whole thing, has netted around $9 billion on the game.
But that's a lot of money.
So this is the Frostmourne sword. What do you know about this thing?
Well, you know, video game memorabilia and props have gotten really, really big. This sword in the game is the Lich King's. You definitely had to have this sword if you wanted to be one of those top-tier players. So this sword became one of the most desirable pieces of memorabilia, something that, hey, if I couldn't get it in the game, at least I could take it home.
Okay. So is this thing authentic, or is it just a knockoff?
So let me take a look at it. Do you mind if I?
Sure, go ahead.
Now it's in dangerous hands.
These things are amazing. I mean, there's a couple really unique traits about it. One, you do have the Epic branding and logo on the back of the sword here. And on most of the replicas, it doesn't actually have the black laser engraving. So this is definitely an authentic one. You're looking at one of the most desirable pieces of World of Warcraft collector items.
Okay. That said, what's this thing go for it?
Well, you know, these things have sold for as much as $5,000 at one time. However, you're gonna have to find someone who actually wants an authentic one. Someone might be satisfied at having a replica hang on their wall. I think you probably are gonna be able to get somewhere around $1,350 for this.
Okay, thanks, man.
No problem. Thanks, Joe.
All right. He just told me it's going to be hard to sell.
Yeah, boy.
I'll give you $600 for it.
I mean, I don't think I can do 600. Could I get 1,000 for it?
I have to resell it. It's going to sit there for a while. I'll make it easy on you. I'll go $750 on it. I'm not going to go a penny more.
I'll agree to the 750.
Okay, $750. Go write him up, chum. Leave the sword here. I will put it in the box.
You want to play with it, don't you?
No, I don't want to play with it.
I'll meet you right over there, write it up while he plays with the sword.
Cool.
Rick asked me to swing by Brett's shop and have a picture framed while I was out and about.
Look what the cat dragged in. How you doing,
Hey,
chum? Good
what's
to see you.
happening?
It's
How
been
you
a
doing?
while. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I came to get this picture framed for Rick.
Kat's the framing queen. She'll take a look at that. Before you get started with Kat, though, I want to show you this new piece we're bringing in for the gallery.
Okay, what do you got?
This is a Picasso. Miriam is representing this piece.
Sweet.
It's called La Crâne de Chèvre sur la table. It means goat skull on table.
It is a pretty nice piece.
It's for sale.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. My friend purchased this piece 35 years ago from a gallery. It is the fourth print out of 150. Then it was appraised at $19,500, so I think $16,000 is a good price.
This is pretty cool. So what period of Picasso is this from?
Around 1953, so he was 71 years old.
It's about the right time in his life to paint the goat skull on the table.
Yeah, exactly. The printing technique, correct me if I'm wrong, this was aquatint,
Correct.
Which is basically an etching technique where it really gives it the look of an original watercolor. You get a lot of the color, you get a lot of the texture that you wouldn't get otherwise in a flat print. Picasso is probably the world's most recognized fine artist, certainly the most important artist of the 20th century, famous for pioneering Cubism and abstract expressionism. He was a genius. It's in great shape, no tears, no blemishes.
Cool. So you don't mind if I try to buy this thing?
Not at all.
Okay, well, I'd have to resell it if I bought it, but I'd be interested in making an offer.
All right, what we're looking at.
You know, I'm gonna have to call the big boss.
Okay, by all means.
Yo, what's happening, dude?
what's up?
I'm just fixing to buy this Picasso right here. Hello?
What?
I'm about to buy this Picasso. I just wanted to call you and let you know.
What are you doing me buying a Picasso?
No, really, it's cool. Look. It's a,
No, it's not cool.
it's a Picasso. Look.
You don't know anything about about Picasso? I thought you were just supposed to go over to Brett's and get something framed.
Hold on. Talk to Rick for me.
Rick, hey, it's Brett. This is a Picasso we were going to bring in to put in the new gallery.
Okay, how much you want for it?
Well, it appraised for 19.5. We're looking to get about 16 out of it.
Really?
Yep.
Let me talk to Chum real quick.
Okay.
Sure. Chum?
All right, Chum, go somewhere where I can talk to you privately, all right?
Rick wouldn't want to talk in private if he wasn't going to give me a shot at buying this thing. Now I just hope he doesn't want me to offer some crazy low price.
Don't pay more than $11,000 for it, period.
All right, I got...
That's a good deal. Don't screw this up. Pay $11,000 for it and bring it to the pawn shop. Not a penny more, all right?
All right, no problem. I gotta go, bye.
Later, Chum.
Art tends to appraise for way higher than the actual selling price because other than previous sales, it's all a bit subjective. Rick shouldn't worry though. I've got this. How about 9,000?
Sorry. It's a Picasso. How about 14.5?
That's still just too high for me. I mean, I could bump it up a little, maybe 10.5.
10.5? Wow. What about 12?
I mean, 10.5 is what I'm gonna offer. I'm firm there.
Okay. Can you come up to 11?
My boss might get mad. It is a Picasso. Then I'll do 11,000.
All right.
You got a deal? You got to bring it on down to the pawn shop, though.
Wonderful. We'll bring it down. Getting $11,000 doesn't look very good, having, appraised it for 19.5, but we sold it, and I think 11,000 will be fine with her.
I'm down at Murray's Theater. This is where he does his magic show. He called me down because one of the people he works with has something he wants to sell me. So I'm down here to see whatever this item is.
We know we're in the right spot. It says Murray right there.
And Chum wants to learn magic. Does it make you feel like a star?
Makes me feel like a groupie. We're going backstage.
Murray!
Hey, buddy.
Hey, there you are.
Good seeing you. Welcome backstage. How you doing, chum?
What's up?
This is Eric, my showroom manager.
Hey, how are you?
You run the showroom? Eric has a super cool item he thought you guys might like.
Where's it at?
I got it right here. There we go.
What is this thing?
This is actually a magician automaton doing a cups and balls routine. Cups and balls is actually one of the oldest magic tricks in the world.
So what was the point of this thing?
An automaton is basically the first robot of our time.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the day a robot can take over Chum's job.
A robot could never do my job, Rick. Robots are efficient.
There's logic there somewhere.
I have this really cool automaton that's pretty old, I think, and it looks magical. And I figured I'd bring it down to Murray since he knows everything about magic, and I know he's friends with the guys at the pawn shop. It's just been collecting dust, and I thought it might be worth some money.
I'm gonna let you guys discuss this. I'm gonna grab a couple things before we open the doors.
All right.
Thanks, Murray.
Don't be pulling no magic without me.
I'll try not to.
It's really, really cool.
Where'd you get this thing?
My grandfather brought it back from Europe after World War II, and it sat in an attic in my grandmother's house forever and ever.
So how does this thing work?
It's clockwork. It's got a wind-up mechanism. There's rods and gears in there, and it's also got a little music box in there. In Europe, it was really popular all the way back to the 1600s and 1700s to have watches with automations on them where little figures would do stuff on the face of the clock. This is the same thing. So does it work?
I've actually never turned it on because I was afraid to break it.
Can we try it out?
Yeah,
It's pretty simple how they worked. You wind it up like a music box.
wow.
Oh, that is cool.
Let's switch
That's
sides.
deeply cool.
Wait, you recognize that song?
Here Comes the Bride?
Yeah, you've heard that a few times, right? Well, it works really good, but it looks pretty dirty.
You know, it's...
Kind of like breaking apart. It's real dusty.
I'm assuming it's right around 1900, and that's the original silk. In the late 1800s, early 1900s, in the manufacturing process of silk to make it really, really shiny, they used mercury. But over the years, this happens to the silk. It starts breaking down because of the mercury.
Yeah, it's all deteriorating.
So it's really, really cool. I've never seen this particular one before. So what do you want for it?
I think around $2,000 would be a pretty fair price.
Okay. I have no idea how much this is worth. Let's get Murray back in here.
Yeah.
You'd probably know a little bit more about it than me.
Yeah, for sure.
Murray!
Did you turn this on yet? Have you guys had a look?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Have you ever seen this particular one?
No, but automatons were luxury items. They're not kids' toys. These are in estates and really high-end, rich kind of homes. Way back in the 17th, 18th century, 19th century, they're real serious works of art. We haven't taken this apart, and you'll see inside here. If you look at the back, this is really interesting. On this little dial, it says Rug. And Rug is Charles Rug. He was one of the pioneers that invented music boxes in St. Croix, Switzerland, around 1865. So that's super cool. If we turn this on now, guys, you'll see the actual combs start playing. In the legs of the doll, you'll see the wires in here going up and down. So this is what triggers the hands and then triggers the actual table. It looks like it does 3 or 4 different motions, because you know with these, the more motions they do, the more they're worth. The cool thing about this is it's all original.
Okay. How much do you think this is worth?
This, because of its originality, it works really well, and it's in really great shape. I would value this at $5,500.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot more than I thought it was going to be worth.
Well, there you go. Sorry, Rick. You guys want to talk about the price and you want to see the magic trick? I'll show you something like this, but in real time.
Yeah. You know I got stage fright.
Well, this should be fun.
So, would you take $3 grand for it?
I think that's way too low. Considering what Murray said, would you do 48?
No. I mean, I own a business. There's a million and one expenses. I'll give you $3,300.
Would you go up to 4?
No. I'll give you $3,500 and not a penny more.
You know what? It's been sitting in my grandmother's attic. I'll do 35.
Sweet.
All right, awesome.
Now I'm gonna go find Chum.
All right, good luck. Thanks.
Hopefully Murray made him disappear. Permanently. Chum!
This is what I called you about. Beyond Paradise, Peter Lick.
If I look at it cross-eyed, am I supposed to see something?
I called the guys from the pawn shop to see if they'd be interested in my Peter Lick artwork. Peter Lick is the most famous landscape photographer in the world. The photograph and the artwork, the way it's framed, retails for $25,000 in the gallery. I just opened a real estate office, and I can use the money to pump into my business.
So tell me about it.
This is a Peter Lick original photograph, signed limited edition numbered piece. It's printed on paper called Fuji Crystal Archive. What that means is there's little crystals of silver that actually work with the light and reflect the light, and it's going to look different at every hour in the day. As the sun rises and sets in your home, the shot's going to look a little bit different. It's one of his best-selling pieces ever.
You're pretty good. You want a job?
We could talk about that. We could talk about that. I know so much about it because I actually work for him.
Okay.
When I worked for Pete, this was the fastest-selling piece in his gallery.
He's a hell of an artist, and it's hard to get shots like that. It really is. This could be a great opportunity for us to get this thing cheap today. Hold it for a year or two, maybe double or triple our money. That's if we buy it cheap. How much are you asking for it?
Well, it retails in the gallery about 25. You know, I hear on the secondary market 50% of the value is about where you should be, so I'm looking for 12.5.
That would be tough. Art is dying right now.
Absolutely.
I would give you $4 grand for it.
4?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a certificate of authenticity. It's signed by Pete. Can we come up a little bit? Is there any negotiation here?
I mean, I will go $5 grand. I won't go a penny more.
I can do 5.
It's a deal.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Wanted 12.5, ended up taking 5. I think it's a fair price for the artwork. I've felt the market out a little bit to see what I can get in other places, and we're right in there.
So does it move you at all?
No, but it makes me want to have a beer under that umbrella right there.
See? That's art. What do we have here?
I've got the seat of power.
Okay.
It belongs to Senator McCarran.
Or at least it used to. He hasn't been around for a while. I mean, if this was McCarran's chair, it's got a lot of history to it.
Got a squeaky chair. I'm coming down to the pawn shop today to sell my U.S. Senator's chair. Senator McCarran said it in the Senate. This chair is probably worth $7,000. I wouldn't take anything less than $3,500.
A Senate seat is literally a seat on the Senate floor. When you get elected to be a senator, they issue you a chair. So where did you get this thing?
I've got friends and ex-employees that worked in the Washington, D.C. area. One of them was attending an estate sale and purchased this chair, and they decided I needed this as a retirement gift.
Do you know how much your friend paid for it?
No, I don't. All I know is that it just will not fit in my house.
Senator McCarran was a very powerful guy in the Senate. He was the first native-born Nevadan to be elected as Senator of Nevada. He served during the Great Depression, World War II, the Korean conflict. This was Senator Pat McCarran's chair. He sat in this chair when we declared war on Japan, Germany, Italy. That's a neat piece of history. Senator Pat McCarran was a big deal in U.S. politics. He served for over 2 decades in some of the toughest times in American history. And if this was the chair he sat in for all those years, that is unbelievable. It looks like a senator's chair, and it says his name on the back of it. The hardwoods that are used, it's got the casters on it. It's the right leather, it's the right design. It is really cool to think that McCarran could have sat in this chair for 20 years. It has an aura about it. You mind if I sit in it?
Please do.
I do feel like a better person in it.
Don't break it.
To have a senator's chair from an important senator in Vegas, that's a no-brainer. The problem is I've never heard of one coming up for sale. I wouldn't think that family members would let this thing go, but if this is the real deal, I'm buying it. If this is Senator McCarran's chair, I really want it. He was a huge power and he was great for Nevada. If you've ever flown into Las Vegas, you fly into McCarran International Airport. I want someone to look at it, and I have someone who would know everything about this. I don't know if there's organizations that make replicas of them, and I just want to make sure it's the one that sat on the Senate floor. So let me get him down here. He'll check it out, and
we'll go from there.
Please do. I think an expert looking at this chair could do nothing but add value to it. It came from an authentic source, I believe, and I'm fairly sure it's real.
Hey there, Rick.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Doing well.
Hey, Mark, what's going on?
I'm Mark. I'm the administrator of the Clark County Museum System. What have we got here?
Apparently a senator's chair.
Senator McCarran's chair? Oh, now that's interesting. In the U.S. Senate, we have specific desks. Those never leave the Senate. And in fact, people actually sign their desk, sign the drawer in the desk. The chairs, on the other hand, they have to buy it. But you can take the chair home. So how did you acquire this?
I have employees that worked in the D.C. area that bought this from Eva Adams' estate sale, and they presented it to me for retirement.
That's really nice. You know who Eva Adams was?
No.
Eva Adams was Patrick McCarran's office manager in the U.S. Senate, and in 1961 was appointed to be the first female director of the U.S. Mint. Patrick McCarran himself is a very interesting character, somewhat controversial as well. There was a book a couple of years ago that said that he was the power behind Joe McCarthy and really did believe that we had, communist infiltration. Patrick McCarran served 22 years in the U.S. Senate. He was instrumental in creating the Civil Aeronautics Authority, helping to create the U.S. Air Force as a separate military. He was also a rabid anti-communist. This is the style that's used in the U.S. Senate. The fact that it's on casters, it has the wheels on the bottom of the legs, that's all correct. It has the right age on it, the right patina on it. Given what it looks like, given the design and all of it, I think you've got the real thing. This was Patrick McCarran's chair. I just wish you'd come to the museum first, because this would be a wonderful piece in the collection.
Don't hate on me.
I won't hate you. I do understand.
Price just went up.
All right, well, thank you, Rick.
Thanks for coming by, Mark.
Letting me come in and see it.
I gotta have this chair, and I don't even care about selling it. It will get people in the door because it's a big piece of our state's history. So I'll do what I can to make sure it stays here in Vegas. So what do you want to do with it? Pawn it, sell it?
Sell it.
You never see one of these come on the market, so what's it worth is really difficult. How about $2,000?
It's not a representative's chair. It's not a councilman's chair. It's a senator's chair. How about $5,000?
I will go $3 grand, and that is it.
$3,500.
I'll go $3,100 and not a penny more.
Okay.
All right, let's go do some paperwork. Boy, am I glad he went for $3,100. I was really starting to get nervous. It's an awesome buy for us, and I can't wait to get it on display. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Living the dream. And what is this right here?
1766 anti-stamp act button.
Yes, 1766. That's when we began to get really pissed off.
I'm at the pawn shop today to sell my 1766 anti-stamp act button. This button was made to protest the Stamp Act and was really considered one of the earliest pieces of political memorabilia made in this country. This button is dime-shaped, has a raised bust on it, and made out of brass. I'm asking $30,000 right now, just based on some research I've done.
Pretty cool. I mean, and it's funny too, because like nowadays we think of political buttons with the giant things you pin on your shirt. This would have been worn in two different ways. Sometimes they would have replaced one of the buttons on their jacket with this. Or if you want to throw it out there a little bit more, you would just sew it to your outside of your jacket. And to a degree, it was dangerous to wear something like this. Complaining about the king was basically an act of treason. It was a really weird situation in the 1760s. The colonists actually paid less taxes than the people living in England. We began to get really upset actually in 1764 when they started taxing sugar and molasses. They did that, then they come out with this stamp tax. Basically, they taxed every piece of paper, and we had big problems with that. The colonists understood they had to pay taxes, but not in such an arbitrary fashion and with absolutely no say-so. Eventually started the revolution. I'm kind of in love with it. I think it's super cool. And this is really early on. This is right after the Stamp Act came out. There was a lot of different one of these buttons. And how did you find it?
I found it metal detecting over in New Hampshire.
It's an incredible shape, especially for something buried in the ground for 250 years. Do you have an idea what you want for it?
I'm looking to get like $30,000 for it.
We'll see. I don't think it's worth that much, but I know these go for good money. So if you don't mind, I'll call up a buddy of mine. He'll take a look at it. There's a good market for these. They're well cataloged. He'll know everything about it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can't wait to see what he has to say.
All right, I'll be right back. You know, I'd love every single person that works at the IRS, but I think everybody would like to pay just a little bit less in taxes. This young man found that with a metal detector.
Is that a William Pitt button?
Yep.
I haven't actually seen a lot of these, but the ones that I have seen, almost all of them are dug by detectorists. That's how they come to market. So where did you find this thing?
I found this metal detecting over in New Hampshire.
That makes sense. They're found all over the eastern seaboard because that's where the early American colonists lived. And these things would have fallen off of their coats by mistake, and they get buried up until a detectorist finds them today. Right now, these things are quite tarnished and corroded in some ways from their 2.5 centuries of burial. But at the time, they would have been bright. They would have been brass or perhaps even gilt with a thin layer of gold, and they would have shone quite prominently. May I take a closer look?
That's this guy, it says.
Go ahead, man.
Okay. I want to make sure the shank, yes. The shank is integral, so it was cast with it. This is actually quite nice. It's got great detail. Yeah, I have no questions about this. This is fine. It's a wonderful piece.
All right, so the big question.
Yes.
What's it worth?
When these first started coming to public notice and auction a number of years ago, the first one, which was not as nice as this, brought up almost $10,000. Since then, more have come out, but they seem to have stabilized at around $5,000 or so for nice ones. And yours certainly qualifies as a nice example.
Oh, thank you. I thought it would be worth a little bit more, but honestly, it's still a pretty high value for something that came out of the dirt.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Dave. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Good to see you.
Thanks so much.
Congratulations.
All right, 30 grand ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
But 2,500 will.
Would you do closer to like 4,500?
No.
No?
There's no money there.
No, I understand that.
I mean, I'll just cut to the chase. I'll give you 3 grand, not a penny more.
I think I might hold on to it for the time being and see if in the future it goes up, but...
I'll go 3,100. Just remember, nothing is for certain in this world. They can go down, too.
I'll wait and see.
If you change your mind, come and see me.
Thanks, I will.
You didn't take the offer? because they didn't want to pay all those taxes.